What's up, y'all? This is Amelia, and welcome back to Notes from the Progressive Revolution. I'm back with this video. One thing that I wanted to talk about is the whole idea of calling our essential workers heroes. Um, I watched the Jordan documentary. I've been watching the Jordan documentary. My partner and I subscribed to ESPN just for that. And all the commercials that they show are all these commercials where it's like all these different corporations are like making commercials about how like our essential workers are heroes and remind them that they're heroes. People on the front lines, the nurses, the people that work in the grocery store, the people that man the gas stations, whoever's out there who's delivering our food, Uber drivers right now, we're all supposed to be calling them heroes. And like I even see it on like billboards when you go outside. It's like thank you, these essential workers. They are such heroes. Andrew Cuomo calling them heroes all the time. And I wanted to just talk about why that is so harmful. And it's one of the classic elements of American propaganda that like they come out with a narrative that tugs so much at your heartstrings that you want to believe that if anyone was to disagree with it and to try to point out why they disagree, you immediately sound like a complete heartless asshole, like calling essential workers not heroes. Okay, my argument is not that essential workers are not heroes. Okay, it is a heroic act to go out into this corona world and be working jobs that you have to come into contact with people all the time, grocery store workers, TSA workers, terminal workers, nurses and doctors who deal with these patients face to face on a daily basis. That is heroic. Okay, but at the same time, what these corporations and these commercials aren't telling you and what these billboards aren't telling you is that like these workers are going out to work in these environments that are not safe for them. They are being forced to go out to work because they need to earn money, and going out into an environment that is unsafe, that does increase their likelihood of getting sick, and they're not doing it to be heroes. They're not trying to be heroes. They're trying to earn money. And our system has created an environment in which people have to be considered heroes to deliver food on Grubhub. And the same companies making the commercials calling these essential workers heroes, it's like, well, why don't you treat them like heroes by giving them access to enough PPE, hazard pay, paying them $15 goddamn an hour minimum? Like, and honestly, this is like a rant for another day, which is that like, why is the fight for 15 still the fight for 15? It should be the fight for 30. Like if wages were tied to inflation, it would be like over $30 an hour. So like, why are we still arguing for 15, which still isn't a living wage? Like back in the 60s, 70s, you could be like a grocery store worker and own a house and earn enough money to own a house. Okay, you can't do that on $15 an hour. It needs to be over $50, $30. It needs to be around $30 an hour. But anyways, like, when Andrew Cuomo tweets about, these workers are heroes, call them heroes, they're such heroes. It's like, yeah, they're heroes. And during this crisis, you cut Medicaid. And it's like this classic thing that politicians do, which is shout their narrative over the voices of the people. It's like a classic lie. It's one of those classic pieces of American propaganda that makes it impossible to argue the other way. Because like the truth is, like, like we as people feel the need to give these essential workers something. And because we can't legislate and give them PPE, we feel like we want to call them heroes. We want to give them something. We want to give them respect. We want to praise them. We want to exalt them. That's the most that we can do. But that's not what they want. They're not asking for that. They're asking for very specific demands. They want hazard pay, they want health care, and they want PPE. Essential workers don't want our reverence. They want our anger on behalf, our shared anger with them. And any politicians trying to call essential workers heroes, look at what they've been fighting for. In all these stimulus bills, you know, like Democrats and Republicans are alike. You know, they're not trying to help workers. They'll call them heroes, but that's just lip service, per usual, same type of bullshit. So yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that. Um, Essential workers need more than our reverence. They need our solidarity and our shared anger, and for us to more loudly than ever, um, demand that they have the armor necessary to go into battle, and support the strikes that are happening. Boycott Amazon, dude.